People worship the idea of perfect love, but even the goddess of love herself couldn't keep her own life from falling apart. Aphrodite is the most misunderstood goddess in the entire realm. People think she represents beauty, romance, harmony, soulmates, you know, the soft stuff. But if you actually look into her stories, she represents something much more honest: desire, chaos, longing, imperfection, the kind of love that doesn't fit neatly into a fairy tale. And maybe that's why her myth still hits us today, because we're all chasing a version of love that the goddess of love couldn't maintain. Perfect love is a myth. Real love is a mirror. Aphrodite's relationships were messy, complicated, contradictory, full of passion and full of pain. She loved deeply, but she also hurt deeply. She inspired devotion, but she also inspired jealousy. She created connection, but she also created conflict. And isn't that what love feels like in real life? We want the beauty without the vulnerability, the passion without the risk, the intimacy without the exposure. But love doesn't work like that. Love shows you who you are, not who you pretend to be. We don't fear heartbreak, we fear being seen. Aphrodite wasn't powerful because she was beautiful. She was powerful because she made people confront the parts of themselves they tried to hide. And love does that. It exposes your insecurities, it magnifies your fears, it brings your wounds to the surface. Love is not a soft landing, it's a spotlight. And maybe that's why so many people run from it. You know, I have never been in love, but I've seen people in love all the time. I've seen people in love all the time. And like, okay, we all know it's not picture perfect. Okay. So please, so please, let's stop with it's just picture perfect. Because love is not picture perfect. And I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to hate on nobody or anything. But when you see couples on TikTok, when you see these people who have couple pages and everything, when you see them have pages on TikTok together, and they be like, "Oh, we're so in love, we're so in love, we're so in love." People in the comments eat it up, like, "Oh my god, this is the love." Uh, if they ever fall out of love, I'm not gonna believe in love again, baby. You might as well just not believe in love no more because this ain't perfect love. Sometimes people put on for the cameras. We don't know what they're like behind the screen. Air People always talk about, oh, if they break up, I won't believe in real love again. I saw somebody say that about Tom Holland and Zendaya. Like, oh my God, if Tom and Zendaya break up, I'm not gonna believe in real love again. Really? Why are you even basing love off of a celebrity? Now I love a celebrity. I do. I love a celebrity. You could like them, you could love them. But you don't need to idolize them. You don't. You don't need to idolize them. Some of y'all be idolizing, some of y'all be having these parasocial relationships with these people, and that is wrong. Let's take Beyonce and Jay-Z for example. We all know, we all know about how Jay-Z cheated. That's how we got Lemonade and everything. And uh as part of the Hive, a lot of people, a lot of Hive members, they don't like Jay-Z. A lot of us, we like Jay-Z because we know it's Jay-Z. Some of us grew up on Jay-Z, some of us heard his songs before, but we didn't grow up on Jay-Z because we're a little younger than that. Oh three. I'm an oh 03 baby, okay? Anyway, like I was saying, we let's look at that. Let's look at their relation, their marriage, their history. Yes, Jay-Z cheated. Yes, we got lemonade out of it. And if you actually listen to lemonade, if you actually listen to it, instead of just going off by word of mouth or just off of certain songs, you understand that that whole album was a story. That thing was a story, and that should have won album of the year. But I digress, because people will say Jay Z will buy her Grammys anytime. Okay, if he buy the Grammys, why didn't she get album of the year for Renaissance? But this is not about Beyonce her Grammys though. This is not about her Grammys, but this is about the story that Lemonade told. Lemonade, it went through the 5 stages, deny, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, and all that. You know all that. And when people be like, "Oh my God, I don't understand why she didn't leave Jay Z." Oh my God, she gave us Lemonade and she stayed. If you listen to Lemonade, you will understand. Yeah, yeah, she was upset. Don't hurt you. Don't hurt yourself right there when she said, "Who the fuck do you think I am?" Like, see that song right there. Hello, that was anger. Hello. But you listen on and you keep listening to it, you'll understand why she stayed. She forgave him. Now, is that to say Beyonce didn't go out there and have a little fling of her own? Not saying she did. Not saying she did. But if she did, I would not judge her. I wouldn't. Because one thing about me, you ain't finna cheat on me and then have me up here looking like a fool. Okay. I'm gonna get my lick back. But see, I'm trying not to be petty. But that's just me. I ain't had a relationship. But that's just me though. You ain't finna sit there and cheat on me. Then they think, oh, it was just a mistake. Okay, yours will be a mistake. Mine could be on purpose. You want to be funny? I could be hilarious. And which one you want? But people always wonder why she stayed with him, and it's like, yeah, anybody else would have in that situation would have left. We would have went on ahead. We would have left. But Jay Z and Beyonce, both of them, when they do an album, they do an album. It also said how his um his album 444. It talks about how he had to run behind. My girl took the kids and left. Left it. And people always say, well, why did she get back with him? Do y'all did some say, oh wait, no, she stayed because of the kids? No. Beyonce stayed because ultimately she was hurt that he cheated on. Ultimately, she was hurt that he cheated on her. But you have to realize sometimes people make a mistake. They do. I'm not condoning cheating. Let's face that. Let's face facts. I'm not condoning cheating. But sometimes people make mistakes. And sometimes you love somebody too much to let them go. Maybe she loved him too much to let him go. Maybe he had to work on himself. And like we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But the reason I brought up those two is because a lot of people have a parasocial relationship with Beyonce and Jay Z because they think, oh, she should have left him, or why is she still with him, or blah 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 blah. And a lot of y'all have parasocial relationships with these celebrities anyway. But that's a different topic for a different day. That's a different topic. I'll keep my mouth closed on that. We've been taught to chase the feeling, not the truth. We chase butterflies, chemistry, the high being chosen. But we don't chase compatibility. We don't chase communication. We don't chase the kind of love that requires work, honesty, and accountability. We want Aphrodite's magic without Aphrodite's mess. We want the myth without the mirror. We want the myth of perfect love. And the myth of perfect love is just another way we avoid real intimacy. Because Perfect love doesn't ask anything of you. It doesn't challenge you. It doesn't require growth. It doesn't force you to confront your patterns. Perfect love is safe, predictable, comfortable. But real love is a risk. Real love asks you to slow up and show up, communicate, apologize, change, to be vulnerable in ways that feel terrifying. Real love asks you to be seen. Aphrodite's story isn't about perfection, it's about permission. Permission to love imperfectly, permission to desire deeply, permission to feel everything, even the things that don't make sense. Permission to be human in the way you love and the way you want to be loved. Aphrodite wasn't a goddess because she was flawless. She was a goddess because she was honest. She embodied the truth that love is not clean, love is not predictable, love is not symmetrical, love is alive, and anything alive is messy. Maybe the problem isn't that we haven't found the perfect love. Maybe the problem is that we're still expecting it. We expect love to fix us, to complete us, to validate us, to save us from ourselves. Because love isn't a cure, it's a collaboration. It's two imperfect people choosing each other despite the fear, despite the flaws, despite the uncertainty. Love isn't perfect, but it's powerful. And that's enough. Aphrodite teaches us that love doesn't have to be perfect to be real. It just has to be honest. Honest about what you want, honest about what you fear, what you can give, and what you can't. Honest about the fact that you're still learning how to love without losing yourself. Honest about the fact that you deserve a love that sees you fully and stays. Not because you're perfect, but because you're worth choosing.